Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I am Sally Limis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The U.S. President expands recovery assistance in the NMI, and it means a lot of cost saving for the NMI. Also tonight, direct service to Japan via United Airlines will continue at least through the summer. And a bill to bring back a traditional fishing method to Saipan waters may be catching on. In sports, Healthy Heart Month is celebrated through a fun run. Stay with us, we have these stories and more up next.
What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. What's the move?
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the WAMI and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, February 8, 2023. FEMA announces the federal cost share for NMI is amended. President Joseph Biden has authorized the federal cost share for public assistance, hazard mitigation, and other needs assistance to increase from 75% to 90%. This action reduces the NMI's financial obligation by nearly $1 million. The announcement was made today through FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell. This disaster assistance is for recovery efforts in the CNMI from Typhoon Mangkhut back in September of 2018. The Marianas Visitors Authority is looking for a new and lower-cost home and will keep a partnership with United Airlines alive for the next 6 months in hopes of keeping direct air service to Japan.
New flights are coming in from Korea while the numbers from Japan are still low. The Marianas Visitors Authority Board met yesterday and voted to support the United Airlines direct service to Japan for an additional 6 months.
We have reserve funding of $6.2 million that we basically had put away for joint promotions, tourist destination enhancements, familiarizations, and then also our building fund. According to the governor, there is no more money that is going to be set aside for the renewal of the 6-month contract for United, and that he basically told us that we need to cover that under our reserve funding. Okay, so basically the $6.2 million that we've raised for the past 6 years is going to go to cover United as well as the promotions that need to be done for the Japan marketing in order to try to fill those planes up as much as possible.
The direct flight from United has a revenue guarantee built into it. The hope is that with a year of revenue guarantees and marketing efforts, United will continue the flight long term. In December, the flight brought in about 700 Japanese tourists. Those numbers will need to go up markedly in the coming months. Japanese are still not traveling en masse. Numbers of Japanese traveling overseas is off about 80%, and numbers to Guam are down even more than that.
But as you see, March and April are looking very poor, and this is a different way of looking at it. So, on month by month, we made progress through December, and January is okay, and February we're still growing, but March and April.
Flights out of Korea, however, showing improvement. Although Asiana will suspend service in March, T-Ways is launching additional charter flights.
This is a March additional flight by T-Way, 27 times operation, which provides 5,000 seats additional. And this is April for T-Way charter flight additional, which is 26 times operation by T-Way, almost 5,000 seats supply.
One lawmaker introduces a measure that brings back a traditional fishing method in the Saipan waters. The legislation received support from some local fishermen. A bill that would allow gillnet fishing, locally known as tekking, back in Saipan waters is currently in the works. The intention is to provide another source of food to support households in the community. Tekking would be for personal use only, and there will be rules and regulations for safe and sustainable practices. Media partners met with the author of the bill, Representative Denita Yangtamay, along with the Carolinian Affairs Director Felix Nogues, Fishermen's Louis Tilipao and Ton Resheng, and several members in the fishing community who are in support of the bill. According to Yangtamay, current statute authorizes other net fishing methods in Tinian and Rota waters. But in Saipan, only the fishing method of talada is allowed.
The concern was it would deplete the fish population in our lagoon. But that's why they came up with the marine protected areas. And it has been 20 plus years that we have the marine protected areas, and the fish are already, the population of the fish has grown and they're coming out of the protected area.
According to the bill, the net is stationary in a specific area and retrieved without significant damage to the coral or other marine life. The bill will include regulations that specify the size of the gillnet mesh that will control the size of the fish caught.
One of the main issues that was raised is regarding the size of the fish. While doing tekking, the size depends on the mesh, the size of the mesh on the net, which we're asking above 1.5 inches to 2 inches, essentially ensuring that we catch adult fish. It is within our interest as fishermen to make sure that the sustainability and we preserve the marine life population.
The measure designs a northern zone, which stretches from Paupau Beach to the Cabrera Commercial Center in Garapan. The southern zone will continue at the Cabrera Commercial Center down to Pokpok Beach in San Antonio. Tekking in the northern zone will be permitted in the odd-numbered months, while southern zone is open during even-numbered months to allow the replenishment of fish. Nogues states they are not against marine sanctuaries. However, they do acknowledge that fish are able to migrate into the lagoon, which enables spawning.
I hope that having the sanctuary established, which is already 20 years in the making, would ensure that we maintain the population so far as marine life is concerned.
The bill was officially offered on the floor Friday, which was the first House session of the year. The Division of Fish and Wildlife expressed support on the legislation, but offered some amendments in regards to enforcement.
They have the asset forfeiture for, that means they will take away your net if you don't follow the rules. And then the fines and penalties, yes, we understand what that is. So they said the minimum and the maximum fine. And then also suspension or revocation of business license. This one is if you have a business and you buy those fishes, you're going to get in trouble. So those are the ones, and also to establish the revolving fund for them.
If the bill is signed into law, fishermen will have to get a permit for their net with the DFW. The bill has been referred to the House Committee on Natural Resources, which will hold public hearings in the days to come.
At the end of the day, our leaders will step up. Our population is looking at dim economic situation going forward, and this will be an opportunity for them to access, to do something to enhance their lives, being able to fish for the family.
The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation informs the general public of a power service interruptions for 3 separate dates. The first service power interruption is scheduled for Friday, February 10 for the village of Cagman 3. It's set to begin at 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. The purpose of the interruption is to install 3 cutouts and 6 jumpers to isolate the work area in preparation for the power pole replacement project. The second power service interruption is scheduled for Monday, February 13, also for Cagman 3. Time will begin at 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. Affected areas include partials of Cagman 3, the community center, the elementary, middle, and high school, the fire station, and Cagman 3 Phase 4. The purpose is to reinstall jumpers to complete the feeder 4 circuit. And the third power service interruption is scheduled for Tuesday, February 14 for Plata Drive, Chalanquita. The interruption will begin at 9 a.m. until 1 in the afternoon. CUC says the purpose is to allow the line crew to perform system maintenance by replacing a rotted primary power pole. For more information, you can call the CUC hotline at 670-236-4333. Coming up after the break, Ice Ice Baby. We head to Sapporo for the reopening of the Snow Festival.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
We need to pick up the food. Let me go so they can get it ready.
Dude, what are you doing?
Calling the restaurant.
No, you can't. It's against the law.
Okay.
No, really. You can get fined $300 for the first offense and $500 for every offense after that.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. You saved me a whole bunch of money.
No problem, dude. I got you. We can still listen to music, though.
Go for it.
Public Law 21-17 prohibits the use of any mobile device while operating a vehicle. This includes, but is not limited to, cell phones, text messaging devices, paging devices, tablets, laptops, video games, and digital cameras. Stay safe, CNMI. Keep your eyes on the road and not on your phone. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. This new secretary brings over 20 years of public service experience in natural resources and emergency management to his new department. Sylvan Igasomar is the newly appointed secretary of the Department of Lands and Natural Resources. His appointment to the cabinet was announced last month in a press briefing with Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang. Igasomar is a familiar face to the department. He was a wildlife biologist technician in the brown tree snake program in the early 2000s, and then served as the director of the CNMI Division of Fish and Wildlife in 2006.
When I came in to be director of Fish and Wildlife, it's sort of similar. It's a similar situation in that we had a lot of federal audits that happened right before I assumed the office, and we had a lot of federal findings, audit findings, and so we came in under fire. Had to repair the relationship with our federal partners, fix all those issues, and was able to get the office into a good position with our partners, expand, get more funding for the programs and projects. So it's sort of similar now in that we're seeing a lot of problems after assuming office, but we have answers to those things. We have plans to fix them.
Igisomar says one of his immediate priorities right now is to work on the budget.
We are asked to be creative in how to cover that short 20%, and so that's what we've been working on my first couple of weeks. I think we're in a good place. I think I can tell the folks in DLNR that you're okay, you're going to have 100%, at least for the new proposed budget.
The new secretary may be working with a budget that is smaller than expected. He does have ideas that may help with the shortfall.
I've been toying with some ideas, as tourism still is one of our main, if not the main, source of revenue. We're looking at some of these parks that we have to enhance them and perhaps partner with MVA and public lands to see if we can charge a nominal fee for all the uses. Grotto, for example, it gets a lot of footprint out there. Perhaps we can apply the user pay, user benefit, because we want to upkeep those places, make sure they're safe, and have people there monitoring.
Igisomar has served in federal leadership positions back in the mainland, acknowledging the need for assistance and how to get it.
The other one is, again, leveraging partners from the federal side to provide additional support via funding to put more boots on the ground to carry out all these different responsibilities that we have.
Igisomar says he moved back home to be more involved with the movements and corruption here in the NMI. He is the proud husband of Christine Torres Igisomar, who is an active duty lieutenant commander in the United States Coast Guard, with 2 sons, Landon and Christian.
I really appreciate the opportunity to serve under this leadership, Governor Arnold and Lieutenant Governor Apatang. They put their trust in me to do this thing, and they can rest assured that I'm here to execute their vision.
We head now to Japan for the opening of the Sapporo Snow Festival. Our Chris Nelson reports.
Many years ago, we used to have snow right here on Saipan. It wasn't because of climate change. Snow came in as cargo in the back of a Japan Airlines 747 and was delivered to La Fiesta Mall for a few hours of local fun. Now to get snow, we need to get to Japan, and this month there's a lot of it there, a lot of it in Hokkaido, the northernmost part of Japan. Much of the prefecture was minus 16 centigrade this past weekend. February usually comes with a healthy heaping dose of snow. Local ski resorts are operating with happy customers. The seaside community of Otaru was blanketed with snow, even at sea level, and with the wind down, ocean conditions were cold but clear. Local mountain Once is a ski area that sits just a few hundred feet above the Sea of Japan. This is what Once looked like back in November when they were making snow to open up early. No need to make snow now as Mother Nature has taken over. Here's what it looks like now, and you can get a perfect seaside view as you carve down the slopes on skis or a snowboard. Water temperatures in the Sea of Japan are in the 40s this time of year, but that does not keep surfers on land. They brave the frigid water for the swells that come in during the winter months. And February is the month to celebrate snow, and this weekend they are doing that in person. For the first time since the pandemic, the Sapporo Snow Festival was held in the capital city. It's been 3 years, and this year's festival includes 2 venues that opened up on Saturday night, one in Susukino, the entertainment area of Sapporo, and the other in Adori Park. Temperatures were cold, but the skies were clear, and big crowds came out to see the event. Some of the sculptures in the Susukino area are still a work in progress as sculptors grind and saw and get their creations ready for the judges.
This is awesome. I mean, these guys are making these beautiful ice sculptures, and they're really intricate, and it's like a serious art form here, obviously.
The snow artists work right on the streets with a variety of tools as people walk around and watch the creations come to life. Japan is one of the only places where you need to go inside now to smoke. That is a creation of ice as well. One of the crowd favorites is this block, and here you can see crystal clear ice blocks with sea creatures inside, including crabs and fish and others, giving fresh frozen a new meaning. Companies get their products on ice as well. Sapporo Beer had this sculpture, Coca-Cola had this one, and Asahi Super Dry. This is Pegasus. The big sculptures were in Adori Park. Hokkaido Broadcasting Company built this in gratitude to all medical professionals who are fighting COVID-19. Located in Embley Park in Hampshire, England, this is a recreation of the building that was the winter home of Florence Nightingale and her family. Florence devoted herself to nursing and medical care, laying the foundation for hygiene that continues to this day. In her footsteps, the historic building is now used as a boarding school for children from 2 years of age up to 18. One block down, Hoheikan was originally constructed in 1880 as a hotel. It was moved to its current location in Nakajima Park in 1958. It's still popular with many residents and tourists today. While the entire building is based on American style, the columns at the front entrance and the semicircular balcony adopt a European style, and the arc-shaped gable is adorned with a 5-pointed star to indicate that the building was built by the Development Commission. Lights add to the sculpture as there are a collection of images each night that are displayed on it. This stunning piece of architecture features a variety of styles and motifs and was designated a National Important Cultural Property in 1964. It was produced in collaboration with HTB, Hokkaido TV, and the 18th Infantry Regiment of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force. A total of 3,800 personnel worked on it over 28 days from January 7th right up to February 3rd. A block down, a sculpture of a ballpark the world has never seen before, that will be the home of the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. And the Japanese say it's a completely new creative community space with live entertainment that will coexist with nature, wellness solutions that nurture the body and mind, and active intercultural city planning. Sapporo Snow Festival is one of Japan's largest winter celebrations. It has been happening for the last 70 years. In years past, prior to the pandemic, the festival attracts about 2 million people. It continues through this weekend. United connects Saipan directly to Tokyo 3 times per week, and its partner ANA provides good regional service throughout Japan. So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We have sports up next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Bring your friends in for the best night out at Godfather's Bar in Garabin. Sing along to your favorite hits with live music from the Gigolos. Godfather's has daily food and drink specials, like Taco Tuesdays. The best pizza on island every day of the week. Located on Palm Street in Garabin.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Over 100 participants joined the Half a Miles Fun Run on Saturday. Let's take a look. February is American Heart Health Month, a time to educate folks on cardiovascular health and reel them in to join the battle against heart disease. Here on Saipan, Mariana's Health presented the Half a Miles 5K Fun Run in celebration of the National Heart Health Month here in the Marianas. Runners, walkers, young and not so young people gathered at the Governor Eloy S. Enos Peace Park on Saturday morning to join this health event. The route begins at the Peace Park through the Smiling Cave Marina, all the way to Micro Beach Pavilion for the turnaround point and back to Peace Park for the finish line. George Cruz, the Marianas Health Administrator, tells us more about this event.
So today, this morning, we had one of our first events for 2023. It's called the Half a Miles. And this is something that Marianas Health, along with our community partners, NMC Crease, the Diocese of Chalancanoa, and some other sponsors, we wanted to come together to start the new year to help people stay healthy. And so it's a 5K walk, run, and we invite kids, adults, schools to come out and just to start living a healthier lifestyle.
Cruz says this event won't be the last.
So this is our first event for 2023, but we're going to be doing this every other month. And so our next event for the Half a Mile is going to be in April. Down in Cagman, and more information will be coming forward later.
Here are some highlights from this healthy event. Mariana's Health's main objective is to bring awareness to the people of the Sinamay what the importance of a healthy heart is, and to encourage healthy habits that help reduce the risk of heart disease.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goats Gym, and today we're going to show you a Bulgarian split squat, a fantastic lower body exercise that should be a main staple in your training. Now the first thing we want to address is the rear foot placement. Now whether it's toes on or toes off, just find what's comfortable for you. The bigger issue we want to tackle is the height of the box or bench. You see, when you set up on a box or a bench that's too high, that inherently puts an aggressive stretch on the front of your hip. Oftentimes, that sensation will take away from the working leg, the leg that's on the floor. And when you start to add load in this faulty position, you're bound to run into some problems, particularly if you got some mobility restrictions. So Jamila's gonna set up. She's gonna descend with control, and from there, just stand tall.
And for your KSPN weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers. East wind 15 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 23 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers. East-northeast wind 15 to 21 miles per hour with gusts up to 26 miles per hour. High 87, low 77. The humidity at 79%. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers. East-northeast wind 15 to 18 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24 miles per hour. High 87, low 77. The rip current statement: dangerous rip currents on the east-facing reefs of the Marianas through late Sunday night. Rip currents can sweep even the best swimmers away from shore into deeper water. East swell is expected to further diminish slightly through tonight, causing risks to briefly fall to moderate through the next 24 hours. However, east swell rebuilds again starting Thursday. In the marine forecast, combined seas of 6 to 8 feet will build an additional 1 to 2 feet late this week and into the weekend as trade swell strengthens and a longer period north swell makes it to the region. Building winds and seas will likely reach hazardous levels for small craft operations as early as Thursday night. East wind 15 to 20 knots, wind waves 3 to 4 feet, east swell 6 to 7 feet. The sunrise will be at 6:44 a.m., high tide at 8:53 p.m., low tide 3:54 p.m., and the sunset, you can catch that at 6:18 p.m. And that does it for your midweek edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Marianas. As always, we thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back on Friday with more.